I mean, these are impressive figures, you know, down to 2% churn and 5% for the rework levels. I mean, Curtis, do you think there's something unique at SaskTel that's enabled this, or can this kind of you know, improvement in efficiency be replicated at other IPTV providers?
Well, I would say there's certainly a couple of elements that have SaskTel is focused on within that improvement program, that service assurance program. And the first is obviously process and training and a strong organizational focus on that issue. Beyond that, we've worked with SaskTel to create a series of technologies that really support that service assurance program with improved troubleshooting and diagnosis of issues in the network and in the customer's home, etc. So can this be replicated? I think the answer is yes. You know, SaskTel, I think, has done, as a pioneer in the IPTV business for a number of years, SaskTel was in a great position to work with us and describe what is the problem that needs to be solved here in terms of service assurance. They had a lot of experience with the existing tools, they understood the business challenge very well, they understood the processes. So they could describe this problem very clearly to us, and they could also define what does a solution, what does a technology have to look like to solve this problem. So having worked through that with SaskTel, they've now tested the technology very extensively for both in their lab and in their production network, have tested this technology. They've examined the benefits and looked at how can they improve their processes to take advantage of the technology that we've built together. And so the technology is really proven in the real world, not just in the technical sense, but in the sense of the impact that it can have on the business. And so we feel very good about that. We feel very good about the benefits, and I think John has described some of those, some of the benefits that SaskTel has seen. And I believe there is more available to us in terms of the benefits that can be created through proactivity. Having said all of that, I think that the technologies that SaskTel has, their operating approach, their service for IPTV is in many ways comparable to what we see with other leading IPTV operators. So the similarity in technologies, the similarity in the service makeup, et cetera, we think are all the grounds for having something that's highly repeatable right across the industry, and that's the strategy that in fact we're working today.
Okay, and John, I mean, are you able to give us an overall figure for OPEX reduction as a result of the service assurance program? Or is it that a bit too complex?
Well, certainly when we look at OPEX reduction, we're looking at churn, we're looking at the level of rework. So certainly the components overall for us, as we've grown our customer base and we have added on new services and features to the actual product lineup, we've kept our contact center staff level, and it's been stable. So certainly that growth at the same level of operating expense on the back end certainly improves our margin. The service assurance tools themselves, and you know, not to quote a specific dollar figure, but products like XView, for example, the elimination of truck rolls at 22%, you know, you're looking at that equating anywhere from 10 to 15% overall for that specific component of maintenance in the field or to the customer premise itself. So certainly it's significant. The advantage of having those tools is we don't have to grow our base to manage a growing customer base. Now, certainly the economies of scale, as that grows, we'll have to review that. But in today's environment, we're able to stabilize that level of resourcing to manage the growth, and that's been a fantastic achievement for us.
Okay, so it's very much about scaling effectively.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, just finally, would you say that you've now achieved your ambition and that you can sell through quality and not just discounting?
I believe so. You know, when we compete against the cablecos and the satellite providers who are coming at us purely on price, the product advantage that we have in terms of the advanced benefits of the channel lineup, the HD quality, you know, our dual streaming HD PVR technology, video on demand, the local community portal is certainly an advantage that we have and continues to grow. Certainly. Recovery is absolutely important, and I believe we've met that goal. The three strategic activities that SaskTel had in mind were, one, to grow a revenue stream that has diversified our portfolio, and we've done that with the IPTV Max product line. Second is to build out a robust network, and then on top of that add in specific services that we can start to own the home from a gateway to a set-top box perspective. We've achieved that. We're not stopping our investment. We're going to continue on in terms of innovation and product lineups, whether it's a combination of over-the-top technologies investment in a new middleware platform from Microsoft Media Room. Just the opportunities are many, many in front of us, and it'll be excellent to see how this turns out in the future.
Obviously, service assurance is having a real impact on the bottom line at SaskTel, and the evidence seems to suggest that this can be repeated worldwide.